the Who's Your Outdoorsman. Some of you did figure it out by who posted it. I saw this on the web. Another guy on the Martin Archery forum had posted a question about nock pinch. Well, I actually posted a question about how come his arrow's flipping up off his wrist about 3/4 of an inch whenever he's drawing. And I posted back about, you know, his D-loop was too tight. He was getting nock pinch. And with a lot of your shorter axle bows, like this little Martin Cheetah here, 30 inch, this one's actually about 29 7/8, but you know, 30 inch. Shorter axle to axle bows at full draw, you're going to have a whole lot tighter string angle than what you will on your longer axle to axle, so you stand more of a chance for getting nock pinch or D-loop pinch, whichever one you want to call it. Now mine, I've got a good enough gap in it to where I can move it up and down just a little bit, maybe an 1/8 inch on each side. That keeps it from pinching, works out good. A lot of guys have had the problem, after a while, repetitive shooting, your D-loop starts sliding down. Especially if you're shooting higher poundages, you're going to run more likelihood because you're dealing with more stress, more draw. A guy by the name of Spiker on Martin Archery Forum posted up about how to add serving to your center serving and make a fresh new nock point that will retain your D-loop. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, something so simple, and I'd never really thought about it. So I'm going to set it up and I'm going to kind of try to walk you through it and show you how to do your own here. I really like the concept of it. First off, we'll have to take and get rid of the old D-loop. But first, before I do that, I want to take my little marker. Since I already have my D-loop on there and I already know that I've got plenty of room, then I can take and mark the bottom just above the knot on my D-loop, and then mark the top just underneath for the D-loop. And I use red because it'll, irregardless of what color center serving you got, it's going to show up pretty good. And plus the serving I'm going to put on there is going to cover it up too. I'm going to try to work quickly so I keep this under 5 minutes and all that good stuff, but then got to come up and I just take a little pair of electrical side cuts, get them at Radio Shack. They're real small, they're cheap, they work really good for cutting off a D-loop. You can be more careful with them, they're not big and bulky. Now if you're setting a fresh nock point, it may, you may want to get your nock point and then mark it with some white out first. Boy, that dude is tough. There we go. Here's one. And then we'll just slide this one here out. That's not going to happen either. So we're going to cut it too. I think it's time to get a new pair of needle nose. Okay, now we've got that off. And I'm going to try to zoom in here a little bit and you can maybe see do a little creative camera angles here. I'm going to take this down so that it gets the work area more in focus, because that's the point we're going to be concentrating on, not me. Then we'll zoom in here. You can see my little red marks on there to represent where the high and low point of where the nock actually set. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to serve that out. Now, get some of my serving thread here. I'm going to use BCY 3D serving thread. It's an end loop serving, same as what goes on the rest of your string. It's got a thin diameter, good and strong. And basically what I'll do is I'll start up here on my top point and just tie a double overhand knot. Meaning I'll come through the string once, or the loop once, come back through it twice. Come back up here, position that right where I want it, snug it down. Then I'll hold that tag end down, and then I'll do it just like I was going to hand serve my center serving. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to raise this up, raise the thickness of the center serving up, and it's going to give you a little bit more snug. If you could get your hands on, go to LancasterArchery.com and get like the BCY 2X in loop serving. It's a lot thinner than what the 3D is. Real super thin. And you want to make sure you get that served on there tight, and keep your wraps really close together, almost like you'd be serving the end loop again. You just basically will serve that right over the top of your center serving, and it won't take very much to do it. And then once you reach the bottom, you've got your tag end out at the bottom, you can take, do another double overhand knot, now I'll take my little, since should have left a little bit longer.